Hey, hey, Front Row Promotions. How are you all doing tonight? We have Kandi Burton in the house. We have our guest, Johnny Alonso, in the house. Kandi, I'm going to have to turn it over to you. It's a technical issue. I don't know what happened. I've ironed it all out before, but go ahead. Let me iron this out.
All right, no worries. Well, since I have the floor for a few minutes, I want to be the next person to welcome Johnny to the show. Johnny, it's good to see you again.
Good to see you. Thank you for having me back.
Absolutely. You're always welcome no matter what's going on, no matter what you got going on. We got you. We got your back. But since I have the floor here for a minute, we all know that it's a very special day today. It is Lisa's 29th birthday today. And and in the spirit of embarrassing my sister and putting her on the spot, which is something I absolutely love to do, I have to play something for her, something a little bit special, annoying, I don't know, but I'm going to play it for her. So, Lisa, this one's for you.
Uh-oh. Oh, I know it.
Lisa, it's your birthday. God bless you this day. You gave me the gift of a little sister, and I'm proud of you today. Lisa, it's your birthday. Happy birthday, Lisa. Lisa, it's your birthday. Happy birthday, Lisa. I wish you love and goodwill. I wish you praise and joy. I wish you better than your heart desires and your first kiss from a boy. Lisa, it's your birthday. Happy birthday, Lisa. Lisa, it's your birthday. Happy birthday, Lisa.
There you go.
Thank you so
birthday.
much. Oh, why, thank you.
Yeah, so 29 with like 10 years experience. I don't know. I'm not sure how it works, but yeah, we all stopped at 29. But anyhow, everything sorted out over there, Lisa?
What?
Is everything sorted out over there?
It's getting there.
Getting there. Okay.
Go
Well,
right
again,
ahead.
Johnny, welcome to the show. I know there's a lot that's been going on since we last saw you. So give us the lowdown. Like, what's going on?
30 seconds or less. We're gonna be mentioning a lot of it in the next 2 hours. The first half hour, we're gonna be bringing in my fellow directors, writers, producers, Michael McLaren, Stanley Polanowski, and Alana Muscat, and also Tammy, Alistair from, and all of these producer, writers, directors are all involved in The Haunting of Cottonwood, Crocodilus mating season, Rosemary Street series, and a Haunting and Ghost Hunter series. I've been doing a lot, man. It's been good stuff. I'm working with some great, talented people, and we'll talk more about, we'll get into all these bits. That's going to be the first half hour. The second, the 9:30 on your time until about 10-ish, we'll get into Rosemary Street. And then Tammy should be coming in right after that for like 15 or 20 minutes, and we'll talk about Ghost Hunters, my new recurring on there, as well as my episodes of A Haunting, but all on Discovery Plus. And then we will talk about these upcoming films that I have going on, man. Lots of good stuff, man. Mistress Kandi, it's been wonderful. So busy, just
awesome.
Super busy. Yeah, super busy, even with the strike. And we'll talk about the strike in a little bit. But I'd love to start pulling people on if your technical difficulties are cleared.
I'm still trying to figure something out, but yes, it's still going. Go ahead.
Right,
who would you like?
For my own personal...
Are we live?
We are live.
We're live.
Awesome.
So for my own personal sort of interest here, Johnny, and curiosity, I know that you and Lisa and a bunch of other awesome people were sort of collaborating over some sort of video shoot. Can you explain what that was and how it all went?
Oh yeah, well that's we'll talk about, that's Rosemary Street. That's going to be like the latter half of this hour. That's a new series that Alana Muscat and I have been producing and putting together. It's a wonderful show, and it's got a talented cast. And what I really want to focus in on for the first hour here, at least, is casting process. What we have to go through to put together these films. the TV show pilot, what we look for, what other casting directors look for. I mean, it's not always just about talent. It's not always just about looks. You know, it's there's a vibe. And if you look at Michael McLaren's films and Stanley's and Elena's projects and Christ, even the stuff I worked on in Discovery, there's more than just talent. There's more than just the look. Yeah, I mean, because, you know, actors are supposed to be talented. You know, you're supposed to have.
Well, gee, I think being talented, being talented is a prerequisite for being
it's not just a pretty face, and you know, it's not just, you know, I mean, you hear the stories, right place, right time, yeah, sure.
Right.
But you need to have a lot of you know, there are a lot of other things. So, you know, we'll get into that latter half with Rosemary Street and the latter half of this hour, but if we could, you know, start bringing people on for you know, like Michael McLaren and Stanley Pomanowski. Can we bring them on right now?
That'll be up to Lisa. Are you able to do it?
Yes. Who is it? Michael McLaren?
Michael McLaren and Stanley Pomanowski.
Okay. Let me get this. Yeah. Just a second here.
Sure.
How are we on the tech issues, Lisa?
It's almost there.
Okay.
Okay, I need to scroll this thing down, but it won't let me. Oh, I'm telling you, here we go. I got to come down this way. All right, just a second. Okay, Michael McLaren.
Hang tight.
And
There he is.
Okay.
Hey. What's up, man?
And Stanley.
Yeah, it'd be great to have Stanley as well.
There we go.
There he
Welcome,
is.
guys.
Hey,
Welcome to Front Row.
Hi, guys.
Thank
Stanley,
you.
Michael, welcome to Front Row. It's so good to have you guys here. Sounds like Johnny's got a lot to say. He's very excited. So, Johnny, I'm going to give you the floor.
Sure. Look at me hosting the show now. All right. So, Stanley, we'll start with Stanley because he's got like the big red carpet premiere is happening next week. Stanley is the writer, director, producer of a project called Crocodile's Mating Season, which I was invited to work on. And I played a really wicked character. I played Slade, the rock star. Wicked character. Super cool. Lots of fun. Stanley, please introduce yourself. You've been on the show before. Introduce yourself and let us know all about the project. And we'll also bring in Michael in a second and we'll talk about the premiere.
Sure. Well, Michael's a big part of this project as well because he's a producer and really the creator of Crocodile's. But I'm Stanley Pomanowski. This is going to be my first feature film. I've done short films, done a lot of corporate work. I have my own business in Orlando, Florida. And so I was really excited to get my first shot here at a feature film. And it's just been a really fun ride the entire way through. And how it all started was working with Michael. I was working with him on another film that he made. And we were talking about projects, and he actually asked me to work on another project, but it was a little too spooky for me. And so I was like, I don't want to say no outright, but I just wanted to say, hey, what if I pitched you like a comedy version of your hit on Amazon Prime, Crocodile's? And so he was a little bit hesitant, but then I didn't quit and I wrote out a treatment and sent it his way and kind of did a live pitch to him. And so the rest is history. So we just had a blast. I always knew Johnny was going to be involved. It was kind of like, which character do I have, who can I give or which part can I give to Johnny? And we actually modified the part to make it even better for Johnny. I think I added some stuff in. And then our lead actor, Chuck, who I believe might be on later today.
He will be.
Okay, sweet. Chuck was the first person we cast. And then in addition to Johnny, but and Kevin's also in it. But I had seen Chuck in a short film that I had edited. And I was like, this guy's got such good comedic timing that I need him in this film. And he really just knocks it out of the park once you get to see the movie. He's awesome in it. And I know you were asking questions about casting earlier. So that was kind of the start. And it just became, all right, who's a good look to match with our lead actor of Chuck, and trying to find a lady that encompass kind of the femme fatale look while also being a great comedic actress. And that's how we found Rachel Como. We did a lot of auditions, but Rachel it was very clear when we saw her audition, she was just so good at it. Johnny, Kevin, and Chuck didn't have to audition. They were the three that didn't audition that I just knew were good. So I just gave them or offered them those parts, and they graciously accepted. I'm so happy that they're all in there. And there's a lot of other really talented people. And I could go on and on. There's actually a fairly large cast, but this project, I've been working on it. In addition to all those other names, writer, director, co-producer, I'm also the editor. So I've been working away on it as well. So I'm looking forward to, I don't think I'll do that again. I'd love for someone else to edit the next one. Free up my life a little bit. It's not that I'm a control freak. It was just my first one, and I wanted to really have a hands-on approach. And
Sure.
but so there's a little bit of that stress of doing it all yourself. But
Yeah,
cool.
Stanley's going to keep editing until about the last hour before the premiere. I know that's what he's going to be doing. So
Yep, I'm gonna be.
I'm sure it already looks good. I do want to chime in for a second with Michael, because Michael, Crocodilus mating season would never happen unless your movie Crocodilus, the hit that's on Amazon, ever came about. Michael, please tell us a little bit about yourself and tell us about Crocodilus.
Yeah, well, I'm Michael McLaren, and I was an actor back in England and came over here and did a wee bit of acting over here. And I got involved with the Telemundo series down in Miami when I was living down there. And it was an interview with Burn Notice. I was guaranteed the role of a MI5 agent. And I kind of criticized the writing from the LA crew sat on the sofa. And I says, well, you shouldn't be saying this. It should be this way. And they said, well, nice to meet you, Michael. My agent kind of went, you never, ever, ever speak like that to the writers. And I went, you know something? I'm going to become a writer. So I started producing my own stuff. And Crocodilus was penned in a beautiful little town called Mount Dora, which is in central Florida. By the time I had the idea sitting on the lakeside inn looking over the lake, by the time I got back to Miami, I'd already penned it. So I got a film crew together, went up there, we filmed it, we had a lot of fun. It was a creature feature similar to like a remake of the creature from the Black Lagoon.
Cool.
You know, so we had a bit of fun filming it, and surprisingly, we've had over 3 million somewhat hits on Amazon Prime to date. And the very first time I met Stanley on Red Wing, it was an anthology movie I was doing called Midnight Montage, Book of Consequences. I realized Stanley was such a control freak, I had to hire him. Only kidding, Stanley. I know you're not. We gelled on set, and I just knew there was something about him that he had the same goal as I did, to make good independent movies. And when he did pitch me for Crocodilus, I wasn't scared. I do like horror, but when he presented me with a comedy, I was like, well, I don't really do comedy, but my wife loves that sort of stuff. So she was a big influence in us both agreeing to do it. And he sent me the script, and I swear I was on the floor with belly aches. It's like a cross between Monty Python meets Ace Ventura.
Oh, fuck.
I know, right?
It is so funny. And like I say, the casting was superb. You know, the industry left Florida a while ago, and they left behind a lot of great talent. And, me and Johnny have been back, and Stanley, and we're picking up on this talent. We're picking up the pieces that they left, and we're just trying to create some sort of an industry there. It's not easy because we're independent, low budget, but, we're producing some good films now, and we have a couple of good shows planned for the future.
Nice.
Yeah,
That's amazing. Good stuff.
it is.
Yes,
And,
absolutely. Yes.
yeah, Michael and Stanley's film Crocodilus mating season is premiering next Saturday, September 2nd.
Awesome.
Yeah, at the Mount Dora in Mount Dora at the Mount Dora Community Center. Stanley, if you want to chime in on that.
Sure. We filmed it in Mount Dora, and so we felt like it was right to also do the premiere there. And we are going to have a pretty packed house and a pretty packed evening because it is, we're going to have a red carpet. We're actually bringing a real life alligator into the lobby.
Shoot.
There's professionals there with it, but there will be a gator, and we're going to have some props out, like the costume and things like that people can interact with or take photos with. We also, one of Michael's friends owns a bar nearby called the Magical Meat Boutique, and they are inventing a drink for us called the Reptile Dysfunction. And so, I'm looking forward to trying it. I'm not really a heavy drinker, but I was like, well, I've got to take a sip of this thing, whatever it may be. I've asked that it be neon green. That was my only ask. So green for the crocodile serum. But
hey, everyone backstage, how are y'all liking that?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So Michael, I mean, we'll talk a little bit about New England in a second, but we have another film that's going to be premiering in the Mount Dora area again. Can you mention it? Can we talk about it?
Yeah, sure. It's called the Haunting of Cottonwood. Again, I approached Stanley if he would want to be involved with this project and he was quite heavily intoxicated at the bar. And I'm sorry again. I dropped you in again, Stanley. I'm so sorry.
Not at all. Unless it's sparkling apple juice, I'm drunk from that.
He is the sparkling orange juice kid of Florida. Anyway, it's just not Stanley's genre. But this film started off as called Sebastian originally. And it was the Oliver family that ran an orphanage in the 1960s, helping displaced children from the war. And certain things happened, and the time lapses to modern day, where a modern family in Los Angeles are losing everything, and by the love of God, they inherit this old orphanage. But what they didn't realize is they inherited all the ghosts that come with it. So without giving too much away, that is actually going to be premiering in October 21st, Halloween.
Right.
Ooh.
And again, we are going to screen this in Mount Dora, basically because the city of Mount Dora, the residents, the businesses, they're so open. It's an open book there. It's an artsy town. They encourage filmmaking there, and we kind of pretty much have the run of the city when we film there. And if you guys are unfamiliar with Mount Dora, please Google it. It is fabulous. It's about an hour north of Orlando, and it's everything as a Brit imagined American town to be. It's quaint. It's got the lake. It's got the gentleman that still open the car and let the ladies pass. It's that old school America that I fell in love with, and we love filming there.
Yeah.
Very nice. Gentlemen, I'm just going to chime in for one quick second, if y'all don't mind. Lisa, there's a question that was posted. I'm wondering if you could put it on the screen there. Susan, that was my mom. Guys, this is my mom tuned in.
Hi.
She wants to know, have you all been up here to Toronto for the Toronto International Film Festival?
I have. Yes, it's fabulous. It's one of the best film festivals. Yeah, it's signatory. In other words, the guild backs it. It's one of the top. There's Sundance, there's Telluride, there's Miami, there's Toronto, and then there's the New York, Los Angeles film. Oh, AFM. That's it. So top 5. Let her know, Susan. It's one of the best, and hopefully when we start doing the rounds with Stanley and Michael for our films, with the distribution companies that we're connecting with, if they think it's advantageous for us to go to the film festival circuit, we will. But we're only going to do the big ones, not the bullshit ones. There's so many scammers out there trying to put these film festivals together. There's no distribution. There's no legit agents looking for anything. It's a money grab. But the ones that I mentioned earlier are strictly They're gilded. They're backed by the union, and there are legitimate distribution companies that go to these places as well as celebrities. Sure. Yeah, Toronto Film Festival is fantastic.
How many times have you been, Toronto?
I've been there 3 times.
And what year was that? I went back in, I want to say 2015.
I was there in 2015. I was there. 2015, 2016, and I think maybe 2018. I'm not really sure, but I know it may have been consecutive. It may have been 14 to 16 or 15, 16, 17. So, but I love Toronto. Really cool. Toronto is beautiful. Oh my God, I love it.
That's my hometown. That's my roots. I grew up there.
If you like Toronto, you will love Mount Dora. Stanley and Michael, I'm telling you,
Can you guys still hear me?
It's beautiful.
Can you guys still hear me?
Yes.
I was almost Canadian. They wouldn't allow my brother. They wouldn't allow my mother and father to travel with me. She was too heavily pregnant. So, as we emigrated to Canada when I was young, and I was 1 when we went up the St. Lawrence River, and we landed in Toronto. It was my birthday, September 30. We landed, and my brother's Canadian. He's from Toronto. Canadian, yeah. And my son's visiting me at the minute now.
I was just going to say, your son was just up there.
he just went up there because he wants to go see the roots. So he just went up there, and he said it was fabulous, Toronto.
That's so cool.
He had a few days up there because I now relocated to Mystic, Connecticut.
Right.
So it's like 6 hours up to Canada from here, and it's great.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
So I've got some Canadian blood in me somewhere.
Do we have Chuck Fusca and Kevin Wynn? Are they backstage?
They sure are. Let me see here.
We'll pull them both in.
We have Kevin. Here's Kevin.
Hi, Zach.
Okay, what's up, guys?
Let me see here. And here is Chuck.
My man Chuck. There he is.
Hello. We all in there. All right.
Yeah, Chuck, look at you with the stash, man. What's up with this?
Yeah, I'm currently on a TV show right now called Misadventures of Florida Man, and we're in the middle of filming, but we called a little break so I could come on with you guys.
Yeah, thank you. I know we want to ask you a couple questions. I know you've got like a very small window to talk, but tell us about. Well, we'll get back to your show in a second, but tell us a little bit about the connection with Stanley and Michael and all of us here on the screen about Crocodilus mating season.
Yeah, I think Stanley and Michael saw me in a short film and started talking to me that they were thinking about me for this part as they were writing it, I believe, and got to meet with Stanley and was excited when I read the script. It was hilarious. It reminded me of like Naked Gun, like those kind of movies that they just don't make anymore. It was like laughs every other line, and I was very excited to be a part of it. And then he let me help a little bit with casting, and which, by the way, I'm just going to throw this out. I am sitting here with Jackie Smith, who's also plays the sea wench in the movie. Michael,
I'm not saying a word, Jackie. I'm not saying a word.
Good to see you, Jackie.
And I assure you, I'm not a half-mast.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. So you'll see her in the opening scene, and it was a lot of fun. Every day was fun. It was hard to keep a straight face. It was awesome working with Johnny and Kevin and meeting those guys. And it was a lot of fun. I'm really excited for everybody to see it. Really excited to see everybody at the premiere.
Yeah, we're looking forward to it. Kevin, chime in and tell us a little bit about the connection. I know our connection with Stanley, Michael, and of course Chuck. But just give us your background with these guys.
Well, I live here in Florida, and Michael didn't live too far from me, and I had known him as a filmmaker here, and I'd wanted to work with him, but we just knew each other on Facebook. And when we had the premiere of Harvey, that's when I first met Michael, and we hit it off, and we've been working together ever since. And I actually met Stanley on the set of Cottonwood and talked with him. And, me and Johnny, if you see Johnny in a film, you're probably going to see me pop up somewhere as well. We work together quite a bit. Love working with Johnny. I think we have a good chemistry together. And
Paisanos.
huh?
Paisanos.
Yeah, exactly. And and then on Crocodilus, I got to work with Stanley, and that was incredible. I can't wait to work with him again. And got to work with Chuck. Met him for the first time, worked with him for the first time. Can't wait to work with him again. And of course, Michael. I think we got some things coming up. So looking forward to that.
We do. Yeah, no, this is great. Lisa and Mistress Kandi, everybody you see on the screen, we're going to be all together at what's up, Paisan? We're all going to be together September 2nd for the big premiere. I'm telling you, working with Chuck was so much fun. The guy's a huge talent, and I'm not just saying that because you're here, bro. I mean it. You're really good, and we're looking forward to seeing the film. And yeah, man, I'm just looking forward. I look at all these questions and answers coming up now. TV Guide version, Lisa and Kandi, when we're in Florida for this premiere, we'll chime in with you guys and give you the updates. And then maybe when Michael has his screening for The Haunting of Cottonwood, we can do another one of these live from location or something.
I would love that. Absolutely. Yes. I love that. I love the scary stuff. I love the funny stuff.
Yeah.
That would be so cool. Yeah.
That'd be hot. I'm looking at the time. We got a couple more minutes. It sounds like something's crunching. Does anybody hear that?
Yeah, I can hear that too.
It must be from somebody. It's okay.
Well, I don't know
what it is.
Yeah,
it might be Chuck's because he's on a cell phone.
I have to kind of hop off now. They're waiting for me on the screen, but on set. But I really am excited to see all you guys and see everybody at the premiere. It's going to be a blast.
That's okay. Listen, you two, you guys enjoy your set today. I love the mustache. Paisan, you look great. I'll get in touch with you. We'll talk more about everything else. Okay.
Awesome.
Thank you so much for coming.
We'll see you soon.
Bye-bye.
We'll see you guys soon.
See you.
Yeah, it was Chuck's mic.
It was his connection. Yeah.
But it's okay.
It's all right. It's all good.
Fired. Nah, I'm just kidding.
I like how his mustache has stayed on the screen though. That's
He's still there. Oh,
the mustache is still there.
Better be careful with what we say. No. Again, these three guys on the lower tier, I had a blast working with, and I will continue to work with. Stanley, I'm looking forward to seeing the film, and for us to get our distribution connections locked in, and to possibly work on a project too. Of course, Kevin and Michael, we have something going on. We have many things going on. Michael is just he's a nonstop writer, like Stanley. But Michael, I'm not just saying this. I read his latest script in Connecticut, part of it, and it brought me to tears. It was so powerful, so strong. And Michael's like, I'm going to give you a little bit of tour of Mystic, and show you how I see this place. And it reminds him, he said, of his hometown of Cornwall back in England. And from reading what I read and from seeing what I saw with Michael, there is no question we have to shoot these two scripts now in Connecticut. So I don't know if we mentioned this yet, but Michael is going to be flying from Connecticut to Florida for the big premiere with Stanley and all of us.
Oh, okay.
And then I'm going to be flying from here, from California to Florida. And then when we're done with that premiere, literally 3 or 4 or 5 days later, Michael and I are flying back up to Mystic to kind of negotiate and talk to people about certain things. We can't really get into it too much right now, but things are happening. I mean, even though there's a nice spike in the work right now because of the guild strike, doesn't mean you can't talk. You can't negotiate, but you can't. You can at least see what's out there. It's kind of like a dating app, It's like a dating app. It's just kind of weird. Just scroll right.
I see what you mean.
Yeah. But who else do we have in backstage?
We have Johnny Sex behind the doors here.
Just an FYI, Lisa, don't forget we can only have 8 people on screen at a time.
No, that's
Just
all right.
so you guys know.
Because I wanted to bring Johnny up with Elena, but Elena's not there yet.
I don't see her yet. Not yet. Well, let me scroll up with that.
No problem. Let's do a couple more minutes with the guys.
Okay.
Yeah, Michael, we'll start with you. Michael, give us last words. Say something.
Well, Johnny's right. Me and my wife decided to relocate up here. We bought a beautiful little house in Mystic Seaport. It's a historical town, and it just reminded me of Cornwall. I'm actually from Wales.
Oh yeah, right.
I'm the dragon. I'm the dragon lad. Anyway, but it's very reminiscent of Cornwall in England. Beautiful, you know, the British Isles. It's New England, so there's a clue in the name, New England. And and we were very, very much welcomed by the Mystic Film Festival recently. I met the board, and then out the blue, I got a phone call from the Mystic Chamber of Commerce that heard I was going to be filming here, and they was asking, if there's anything possible they could do to help. And I was a little bit, blown away by that the arms are open here like they were in Mount Dora. But the only difference is this is very similar yet different because it's a seaport, and we get that early evening fog rolling, and we're going to get the Christmas, Christmas of winter. The Christmas,
the breathy air.
You see the fog coming out.
I just want the crispness of Christmas.
There you go.
It's a tongue twister for you. I just want that organic. When actors are talking, you just get that frozen, breath.
Yeah.
I just want. I love filming organic, and I hate CGI, and I hate post production.
And let me jump in really quickly. I did see a timeline of our film, The Haunting of Cottonwood. Blown away, Michael. Blown away. I can't wait for everyone to see this. I can't wait for the trailer to come out.
I can't wait for it.
The Haunting of Cottonwood turned out to be fabulous. Very, 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 very pleased.
Amazing.
I couldn't have done it without the team I have. Michael Carey. He's not on tonight. He should be.
Yeah.
He is my rock. That kid. Let me tell you something. The talent he has. I brought him on board for, I think it was Stanley, was it Midnight Montage, as a red carpet photographer.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I watched him throughout the night, and I got talking to him, and then I said, would he be interested in coming on as an assistant producer, whatever, on Cottonwood. And he just climbed that ladder on Cottonwood. And now he's my full-time editor. He's my to-go guy. He is absolutely brilliant. Yeah. And we've also got Anthony Donas down in Miami and Luis Marin. These guys, it's a shame that the industry left Florida, because these guys are the best. And even like I say, the actors that Stanley cast and I cast in Florida, I'm so proud to be filming there and helping the industry the best we can. But unfortunately, the next couple of scripts have to be filmed up in this area. One is the Secrets of Windermere Hall. That's going to be like a Hallmark Christmas movie. That's the one. Johnny had tears in his eyes.
Amazing.
And that was the joke, Stanley, with the crock chat. I said the tissues are on the desk. Because he was genuinely welled up. He just read it, and I was so happy with that reaction, because that's exactly what I want the audience to feel, at Christmas time. And we have another one called Crawl Space, where Kevin's ears will prick up on that one.
Yeah,
that sounds cool.
That's based on a true story.
Yeah.
My wife is a forensic pathologist, and she has some very, very, very dark cases. And she told me a story, and I, as a writer, I kind of went to town, and I can't say too much about it, but there's a link in the story that is horrifying.
Yeah.
So that's penned for next year.
I can't wait to see it, and it's a real live story. Wow.
It's a true story. It's a true story.
Yeah.
And Johnny's flying up to Rhode Island with me next week after the premiere.
Yeah.
because we are meeting. You may have heard of The Conjuring.
Yes.
You gonna say something, Michael?
Well, it's out there with
Yeah.
contracts assigned.
Yeah.
The original people, the Perrins that owned the farm, they want to release to me their true story.
Yeah.
Hollywood
Oh, wow. That's gonna be
Hollywood
cool.
used 5% of their story in The Conjuring because it was too horrific for them to film the rest.
Oh my God.
Yeah, no, Michael and we've been working on this for some time.
I've been working on it 12 months.
Yeah, I know. And he brought me on. He's like, listen, man, you're gonna be my guy. We're gonna produce this together. We're gonna, act, produce the whole bit. But then when he told me that we had meetings with, I guess I can say their names, right? Can we say their names?
Yeah, Roger and Andrea Perrin.
Roger and Andrea. We met Roger in Florida, and he gave Andrea a call immediately after Michael and I kind of gave him our credentials, and he looked us up. And this guy I'm just going to say, he was no bullshit. He's like, this is how it's going to be. If you don't want to work with me like this, you guys can just go. And Michael and I were like, no, we're ready.
Well, I work that way.
That's
I
how
don't
we work.
I don't lolly lip anything. I don't lick the lollipop and say yes, no.
No.
It's we're doing it. I love
Yeah.
organic actors. I don't ever want to cast a model or a CSI with a six-pack. I want wrinkles on the face. I want somebody. I just don't want that Hollywood look. I want people to relate to my actors as they would in the street. And that's how I cast.
Right.
If you look at everything I cast, they're regular, normal people that the audience can identify with.
If you watch these TV shows, get in the way.
If you watch these TV shows or movies now, they're all the most handsome men and women in the world. And I don't want that. I watch British shows on my TV here. Vera, she's a detective in England. She wears a trench coat and Wellingtons. She wears no makeup. It's just that raw, organic acting I love.
Right. Absolutely.
Yeah, we thank you, Michael. I gotta move this a little bit because we're getting chimed in. Stanley, a couple words from you, brother.
Yes, well, definitely that latest project was one that I was way too freaked out to even be a part of. But I'm just so excited to get the whole gang back together next week here in Mount Dora, and definitely looking forward to being part of any of these projects any way that I can help, except for the really spooky ones. But
and he means that, guys. He means it.
No, I mean it. No, it's
because I tried. I tried the alcohol and the apple juice one.
Yeah, he slipped me what he told me was apple juice. I'm just kidding. No, no, I'm looking forward to, this not just being a one-time collaboration, or one-time project of Crocodilus. And we also, I don't want to spoil anything too much, but definitely depending on the success of this Crocodilus, we'd like to do more in the Crocodilus universe and kind of just keep going with the cryptid monsters and adding maybe more Florida monsters like the Florida skunk ape or the chupacabra, which is not quite just Florida, but just these other monsters. Do a whole monster universe is the dream. So moving forward, so
I want to bring you in, Stanley, on the secrets of Windermere Hall.
Yes, that one is my speed. I like
that is your speed, and it's a tearjerker, and it's a Hallmark Christmas kind of movie, and to be filmed in Mystic, it's
yeah.
You guys need to Google Mystic. You probably heard of the town because of Mystic Pizza, maybe. Mm-hmm. But it's that's many years ago. It's a beautiful, quaint little fishing harbor now.
Yeah, no, everything that they said. Stanley, it's really up your alley. I mean, when we went to Gillette Castle and the other place, I'm telling you, man, I was blown away. I was like, I never knew that we had this in the United States.
Oh, it's a beautiful part of the world.
Yeah.
Like I say, I'll be bringing a few of the actors up from Florida, Kevin, and a good old friend of mine as well, James Ferrigno. He was in Crocodilus 1. Yeah. He was the guy that started all this. He did the DNA experiment that sent this monster into Mount Dora. And well, actually, we renamed Mount Dora Peaceful Creek.
Right.
And there's nothing peaceful about Peaceful
About.
Especially after James's experiment went awry and this hideous creature formed and destroyed the town. So he had to have a cameo in the new one.
Sounds like an interesting place out there, Mount Dora. Yeah,
it was fun. It was fun.
Central Florida is actually, or just a little bit north of Central Florida, is where they filmed the original Creature from the Black Lagoon. So James in the chat here says, "Hey, revisit the Black Lagoon. Maybe it's a Florida monster. Why not?"
Hey, we have the Loch Ness.
That's true. You guys have the Loch Ness back home. Listen. I have to move it. Kevin, I'm going to keep you here for a second. Stanley,
actually, guys, I have to bail.
Yes.
But it was a pleasure meeting you ladies. Thank you so much. Johnny.
You're welcome. Thank you
Stanley,
for coming.
Kevin, and the rest of the guys backstage. Thank you. And everybody listening. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
And I just look forward to bringing so much entertainment to the screen for you guys to enjoy.
And we enjoy that. We appreciate you. Thank you so very much. And I cannot wait to see these movies. Cannot wait. Oh, my goodness.
Michael, I'll give you a ring tomorrow morning, bro.
All right. Good night, guys.
All right. Take care.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Stay safe.
Thank you, Stanley. I'll see you guys soon. Awesome. That was great. So we got Kevin here. Kevin, stay there. If you girls could bring in Alana Moscat and Johnny Sex.
Johnny Sex is coming in the door. Here he is right now. There's Johnny. Hey, Johnny.
What's up, guys? How you doing?
Hey.
Kevin, good to see you, man.
Hey, how are you doing?
Hello, ladies.
There's Alana.
Hey, there's Alana. Hi, Alana. Nice to see you again.
You too.
Thank you.
I've kept Kevin on here because he's going to be eventually involved in Alana's series, the one that Alana and I are producing right now called Rosemary Street. So this is the second half that I was talking about, Mistress Kandi, that we're going to shift gears. And I want to say hi to everyone that's like leaving all these messages. This is amazing. We've been getting chimed in since 2 minutes after the hour. So what's up, guys? Look at Tom. Look at that. You read that? You see that, Johnny?
I missed it.
Yeah. He said, "Hey, Johnny Sex, what's going on?"
Hey, what's up? How you doing, guys?
No, but we'll talk to Alana once. But I wanted to show you this. Look what I got.
What'd you get?
Oh.
Rosemary Street poster.
Nice.
Yeah. I got a bunch of them made. So the next time I go back, and I got a bunch of frames too. So next time I go back to Baltimore, I'll bring them out for everybody. I'm bringing a few down to Florida. But yeah, East End, what's going on? Victoria, everybody, thanks for coming in, guys. Look at me running the show tonight as if it's my show.
That's okay. Go right ahead.
No,
I got to jump in right quick for a second, guys. Kandi has an emergency she needs to take care of, and she just wanted to say thank you for everything. Go right ahead, Kandi.
Yeah, again, I'm kind of sidetracked right now, so I apologize. But
it's okay.
Yeah, just thank you guys so much for jumping in. And Johnny, you're awesome. I'm sending you all my best. And with everything that you got going on, congratulations on all your success. And I'm sure Lisa will say it again at the end of the show, but of course you're welcome back anytime. I apologize for having to leave early, but
do you think?
Take care of this.
We love you.
Kandi, we love you. We love you, Mistress Kandi. Take care, baby. All right, babe.
Mistress Kandi loves you guys. Thank you so much.
All right.
Hey, Kandi, I'll talk to you in a little bit.
Alana, look, Victoria, our bartender just said Rosemary Street. So.
Oh, hi, Victoria.
Hey, and guys, everybody on the screen, it is Lisa's birthday today.
Happy birthday, Lisa.
Happy birthday. That's right. Happy birthday again.
Yeah.
Happy birthday.
Hey, 26 years old. Son of a gun, man. You're looking good.
That's right. And holding. Yes.
I'm a 300-year-old vampire. Everybody knows this. So
there you go.
Yeah. I've kept Kevin up here for 1 second, Alana. I'll give you the floor. As everybody knows, Kevin, and he said it earlier, we've done several projects together. We've been blessed to work with each other on several films. Kevin, when you find, I wanted to really spotlight casting in this interview. When you find the right actors to work with, it's not always about talent. It's always, it's for me at least, it's about a vibe. It's a positive vibe that you come off with somebody. You know, I've been auditioning for many years, and I can say this for fact because I've talked to casting directors, and they say you weren't the best actor in the room. If anything, we didn't even want you to book the job, but your personality outshined everybody. And we would rather work with someone for 6 episodes that we want to hang out with than try to kick somebody off in 1.
Right.
And Kevin will tell you, I mean, that's the camaraderie that we have on set. I mean, isn't it, do you agree, or am I?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
You just tell me what you think.
Oh, well, I'm still trying to process Michael saying he hires non-handsome actors, and Johnny just said it's not about talent. So I'm starting to question myself. Only kidding. No, he's right. When you're on set, I've been on many sets where you have actors that are refusing to do what the director says. They're wanting to do their own thing. They don't want to work with the other actors. And it just becomes more of a problem on set. They may be very talented, but when you bring that negativity to a set, it costs time, it costs money, and it shows on screen. And so me and Johnny, as he said, we worked on many projects together. We become really, really close friends. And we have that chemistry. We know what the other one's thinking. We know what the other one's going to do.
I love that.
And we can even ad lib and go with that because we just know each other that well. And so that's what you like to have on set is that closeness.
Yes.
And you know, I will add this. Like I said, I know, Kevin, you haven't seen The Haunting of Cottonwood yet, but I'm telling you, man, it's our best work. It's our best work. And we're going to be Michael and I were considering a screening, Lisa, as I told you, at the Senator Theater in November.
Yeah, can't wait.
Change of plans. November, just a little too tight because we have The Haunting of Cottonwood at the end of October in Mount Dora. And then for everybody to fly north to the Senator in Baltimore, it's just going to be a little bit tight with time. Thanksgiving's around the corner. And then Christmas and the New Year's. Nobody wants to do that shit. So we're really thinking about doing this the second week of January. It's perfect for horror because it's cold in Baltimore. There's snow on the ground.
Yeah, it's an eerie.
You know, and it's gonna be creepy. And then, you know, we're gonna pack it. This one, you know, Harvey had over 500 people there, as you guys know, because most of you were there. You were all there. What am I talking about?
There you
go. On the screen. So when we do The Haunting of Cottonwood, and of course we're gonna have the Rosemary Street trailer play. We're gonna have over 600 people in the joint. And I can't wait because, I mean, I've already started piecing Baltimore Magazine, Baltimore Sun, Baltimore Banner, WJZ Coffee With, and of course, Front Row Promotions. I'm already talking. I said, look, I'm planning this now. Don't say no to me. So we're going to have a lot of press, and it's going to be sick. But I'll shut up because I love to talk. So Kevin, stay there. Let me get Alana, and then Johnny Sex, you're up. So Alana, hello. Tell us about Rosemary Street because that's what we're working on right now.
Well, currently we have wrapped production, so it is in the process of being edited. And actually within the next 3 days, I will actually be seeing a rough draft of the first episode.
We will be. We
will be, yes. And I'm talking to the editor tomorrow, and then she'll let us know when we can see it. It's done. Actually, she has a few questions and a few little tweaks, and then she's going to let us see the rough draft.
Right.
And then in the process, the music's being put down, and then the colorization is being put down. So we still have more more stuff happening with it. We are hoping to have all 3 episodes premiering on November 5th at the Baltimore Next Media Web Fest.
That's right.
Yeah, it's going to be at the Indigo Hotel with my festival. My festival is November 2nd through the 5th, but the 5th actually is after our awards ceremony, so we might as well have a brunch and then Rosemary Street.
Yeah,
Awesome.
it's gonna be sick, and we'll slide over to Johnny Sex because Johnny he plays sticks. He plays the drummer in my band. I play Asher Daniels on the show, and Asher's got a band called 1313. And Johnny is a very good friend of mine. He's my fellow paisan, and we've been talking for years about getting him on. We were trying to get him in on Coffin 2, Coffin 3. Just kind of went to the side.
I love those coffin
I
movies.
know you love those coffins.
I love them.
You know what? Trick is
Part
still
one was my favorite so far.
Yeah, one was the best. Trick is still one of my favorite anti-hero characters.
I love it. Yes.
But getting back to Rosemary, and Lisa, you were on set when Johnny and all of us were at the depot. Johnny,
yes.
you heard what we were talking about, Kevin and I, how we were talking about comrades on set.
Yeah.
You are predominantly a musician. You are a drummer. You're known, and you're a pro, and you're well known.
Thanks, man. Well, it's definitely a curse. You know,
Chris being good. All right.
No, just playing drums. I'm not talented enough to do anything else.
But tell us. I want to get your perspective because if Elena and I if we didn't cast you, well, first of all, Elena really loved your look. I mean, right, Elena? You said he was the right look for Sticks.
Yeah.
So I don't know if Johnny can act. I know he can act because he's a ham in front of me all the time.
All the time.
All the time. But I just don't know if he can act. Well, when Elena and I presented and offered the role to Johnny as Sticks, the drummer, he ate it up and he was like, I can do this. I'm going to do this with you. And of course, Johnny and I did a lot of rehearsing. Tell us give us your backstory, your insight on that, man.
Obviously, playing drums, landed me this role. So it's a matter of altering what I say when I say it versus just me being me. But on top of it, when David, the assistant, was like, coaching me off to the side, which was freaking amazing, twisting up my couple of lines for a minute. And you're like, bro, just relax, just be you. It's just us hanging out. Don't sweat the small stuff. Yeah. And I think once we had that, after that first couple of minutes of, I don't want to screw up. I don't want to screw up. It was just like, just breathe. It started to flow, and then we got our groove on, and next thing I know, time flew by. We're breaking for lunch. It was really, it went from being nervous to being more like happy because I'm like, I guess I locked in with you and Mitt, and Jason was so cool. His vibe, and made me more comfortable. I mean, I had that brief moment in September on the sidewalk when we shot that few second moment at what seemed like you blinked your eyes and it was in the car and leaving again. It seemed like, even though we were there longer than that, but it was really cool. And I remember that when we were hanging out the bar that night when you guys were like, brother, you can't say no to this because it's literally around the corner. Just show up, just be you, show up. It'll be great. We're going to have fun. And I was like, I don't know if I can do this. And you're like, it's easy, dude. And Johnny's like, bro, there's no camera that I've never met that I didn't like. So just follow my lead. And, and then boom, there it was, and then walking down the sidewalk felt like any other given moment. And meeting everybody. And, Elena, like along with Johnny, I've known you for a really long time. So, I just want to, again, I probably said this, I lost track, but thank you for the opportunity. And, which kind of goes back to Kevin when, I met Kevin on the red carpet for Harvey because, I was fortunate enough that our band has a couple of songs on that movie soundtrack. So being around other people that Johnny's always around, and I was like, these are some effing cool ass people. And I was wasn't sure what to think. You walk into this lobby and it's packed full of all this talent in the room, was like, wow, you know, it's like looking around the room at all these people, and I'm like, yeah, this is exciting. And then you see them on screen after talking to people briefly, you know, in the lobby and stuff, and then see the movie, and catching Kevin getting a lap dance to one of my songs was like, Mom, look at this, you know, look at it. You look at Mom, you're watching, you know, because, you know, my mom came with us and everything, my wife, and everybody was there. It was great. And when the lights came up and I looked around the room and went, holy, I don't remember all these people coming in, because you're talking to different people and don't realize when the lights came back up and it was packed, I was like, yeah, this is, I could get into this. I think I could do this. So here we are, man. We're doing it. You know,
we are doing it. You know,
hanging out with you pros makes it like so easy because, you know, you just, you know, you guys are so relaxed and make it enjoyable to be a part of. Thank you again for that.
You're welcome. And, you know, dude, thank you. And, you know, Elena, that gets to me. I want to introduce you to Kevin because I think you guys met at the Harvey premiere, but Kevin is the guy that we'll be putting in Rosemary Street later in the series. Yes.
Oh yeah, I met Kevin at Harvey. I met you at
Yes,
Harvey.
exactly. I just wanted to keep him on screen to say, hey guys, here you are. Elena, we got like another 10 minutes. If we can try pulling Jason D'Amico on, that's fine.
Oh yeah.
It'd be great.
Yeah, I'm talking to him now. Jason, text
does he have a
us
link?
on comments. Put yourself in comments so we can find you.
Or he can. Do you have the link? Can you just send it to him?
Oh, I can send the link.
Yeah, Lisa, do you mind if we bring one of our other guys?
Sure, no worries. Yes, please.
While we're waiting for him, I just want to say this. Lisa was one of the bar patrons in Rosemary Street when we shot at the Depot in Baltimore, Maryland.
Yes, she was.
Yes, and that was the first time, Kevin, that was the first time that I met Lisa. But I've known Lisa online for like years now, that it felt like I've known her forever. So, you know,
right. Absolutely.
When you shoot with us, Kevin, you're gonna realize it's a family team. That's how we put this together. And you're gonna be like, oh, I remember this guy, I remember this girl. You know, I feel like I've known him forever. Meanwhile, it's the first time you met.
It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. I loved it.
Dude, it was so much fun shooting at the Depot, the beer depot.
It was extremely hot, but a lot of fun.
Dude, it was sweltering hot. But we had great times. Go ahead.
I said I'm definitely ready to be on set, and like Johnny said, I met him at the premiere, and now to be able to go up there and work with you is going to be amazing. And I get to work with Elena.
Yes.
I'm looking forward to that as well. So
yeah,
absolutely.
You know, Elena, he's been saying that, and Elena, if you got a minute, if you don't mind telling us a little bit about your casting process, we would like to get a little more insight, because I mean, I know my casting process, and I can be a real dick about things, so I don't want to talk about it. So let's hear what your casting process might be.
My casting process, well, because I'm also the screenwriter and I'm writing the characters, I have visually in my head what they look like from my characters. But then it really also depends on, like, once people start to audition or start sending pictures to us or start contacting us, it really depends on their vibe and, you know, how connected they are to the project and how they are to relate to, because it's not just about acting, it's about relating to everybody else on the set and really becoming a family, especially if you're going to become a reoccurring character. I mean, it's really important to have kind of a family atmosphere, good vibes. So, you know, are you following the project? Are you dedicated to the overall project, just your character? Things like that are really important to us.
Yeah, that definitely. For me, it's like, and everybody on the screen knows, I mean, I'm always very busy. The last thing I need on set is for me to be more busy when I'm trying to act. It's just too much for me. So everybody has to hold their own rifle, and you know, they need to hit the bullseye on their own. I can't help you with your sight. I I can give you insight, but it's up to you to pull the trigger and hit the bullseye. So
There you go. Absolutely.
yeah,
The other thing is, also you have to have patience because projects don't happen overnight.
yes,
Sometimes projects take a very long time to happen, and you don't want to put a project out. It's not, as a screenwriter, I don't want to put a project out until I really am happy with the writing. So it might take, I mean, Rosemary Street's taken at least 2 years.
2 years
You
for
know?
you and I, Elena. Yeah,
Yeah.
2 years. Yeah.
So you have
Yeah,
to have patience.
and patience. She's right. 2 years because our cast has changed dramatically, and up until maybe the past 6 months, 7 months, when we finally started getting things on screen. I was pulling in actors that I met recently, right before we started shooting Rosemary Street. So, you know, she said it, patience. I mean, that's the industry. You know, nothing happens overnight in this town. It just doesn't happen, man. You know, and anything, is that Jason? Oh, there he is.
Hey, what's up,
Faisal.
dude?
Hey,
Speaking of
Jason.
patience,
Welcome,
can I
welcome.
tell a quick
Speaking of
story
patience.
about Jason? Jason actually sent his picture to me way before Rosemary Street was even written, when I had just the idea and I put it on Backstage. He sent his pictures to me through Backstage, and I've kept him all this time. And he was going to be considered for another role, but then that role went away.
Yeah.
So we brought him in.
The
just in
storyline
time to play
changed,
Skylar.
but Elena and I kept Jason's stuff on file because I dug his vibe. There it is. Very, very easy to talk to, approachable. That's what we look for. And not only that, I mean, to top it off, I mean, Jason's also a great shredder. We all like to play guitar, and he's got a great look, and he's also a very talented actor. So, Jason, tell us a little bit about yourself, man. And you got the whole look. Everybody here is on Rosemary Street. This is a great time.
It's awesome. What's up, John?
That's
And
true.
Johnny Squared, man. We're in great company. Elena, it's great to see you. And no, it's again, and anytime that I've been on the phone with Elena talking about the project, just absolutely stoked and humbled to be a part of it. And you know, it's such a privilege and an honor to be a part of an incredible team and cast. You know, we as actors, Johnny, I know, you know, you've done dozens and dozens and dozens of projects, and it's always a thrill when everything just meshes and everything is just coming together so beautifully. You take everybody from all these multi-state areas, and then there's so much talent, there's so much respect. It's a great story, it's a great vibe, it's a great hang, and we're making great art, and everything's there. So, you know, I'm just blessed.
Well, we're blessed to have you, bro. You know, it's been great, you know, and you know, when Elena and I put a lot of time into this, and you know, I still tip my hat to Elena every day because she's endlessly writing, feverishly writing. And you know, Lisa, you know, you're coming back. You know, we have plans for you.
Yes.
You know,
I
Kevin,
know.
you're gonna be in. And Victoria, my dear friend Victoria, that just chimed in. She said some of us learned our lines on the spot. Yes, that's another thing too. You had to be prepared, actors. You know, you can't just be like, oh my God, you know, I learned my lines and now everything's changing. Guess what? Yeah, it is. Get with it. Get with it, because we don't have time and it's hot in this place. Let's go.
Oh, it was hotter than you know what in there.
Oh my God.
That was my first day.
My blood dried up that day. It's so hot. But no, but it's true. Even as hot as it was, Jason, Lisa, Johnny, Elena, all of us, we didn't want to leave.
No.
We enjoyed shooting. We were like,
it was so much fun. I didn't want to go.
Yeah.
Nope.
See,
I had sticky clothes on. I had like that pleather outfit. I was like, oh, but Kevin, I enjoyed every minute.
It's the truth. Like Elena and I co-direct. So when she's on camera, I'm directing. That day I was on screen with Johnny and Jason. So Elena was behind the camera and behind the video village, behind the cameras and the monitors. and she was
I
directing.
agree, Desiree. I say that. Out his balls.
Yeah.
On his
I
balls.
love you. I love you,
It was
Desiree.
nuts.
When-
But
yeah, go ahead, Johnny.
yeah, but when Alana was doing it, she said, "Okay, listen, let's get this together." None of us complained. We were so in the moment,
Oh, my
and
God.
everybody took direction perfectly. I mean, Alana, how much direction did you really have to give us that day?
It was a. Oh no, my battery's running low.
Uh-oh.
It was not too much direction. It really
No.
was a dream come true of a day. I mean,
True.
everything that I had imagined was coming true in front of my eyes.
That's real
I
casting.
think the rehearsals helped, and so I think it. I mean, and then having a DP like Richard. Oh my God, you know.
It's fantastic. Fantastic.
Yeah, the Damien our assistant camera guy, he and I are looking at the monitor, and we're like, this looks like a Hulu show. This looks like a Hulu show.
It's going to be a Hulu show.
Hulu.
No, we're excited. So, Alana, we'll wrap up in a couple seconds. Tell us again, you want to premiere this at the Baltimore Next Media Web Fest, correct?
Yes, November 5th.
Thank you. November 5th.
We'll have all 3 episodes done. I'm not sure if it's going to be screening at the actual hotel or if there's going to be screening at a theater nearby, but it is going to be November 5th in the afternoon, Sunday the afternoon. So there's going to be a big brunch there in the morning, and then after that, we'll be screening Rosemary Street. You know, everything is still to be announced.
Perfect.
You there?
We'll have mimosas in the morning before we watch the screening. That's
Great.
I'm with it. Jason,
Woo!
last words, man. I know you're on tour, man. What's going on?
Well,
Is that some adoring fan? Adoring fan? A stalker fan? What was that?
Sounds like a chihuahua.
Sounds like my ex.
it must be a Paisan bark. Right? Paisan bark. No, everything's great. You know, just doing a few projects, production wise here at New Blue Studios in North Carolina. The bands we got shows all the way out until December. So it's a lot, right? A lot of moving parts, a lot of juggling. But I'm looking forward to coming up and being with you guys on the last day of the Jersey Fest. So I'm thinking September 24th, that Sunday, I'm going to be able. We got a show, we got a festival show down here with the band on the Saturday, the day before. So somehow, some way, either I fly. Well, actually, I'll probably stop in to see Johnny on the way up because he's got that beautiful big ass road case trunk that he's going to hook me up with. So. And so it's been great, and we're gonna ride out the rest of the year. And again, I mean, Rosemary Street is a huge faction of the Jason D'Amico New Blue schedule. So it's great, it's all great.
My man, Johnny Sachs. Last words, bro.
Last words. Goodness. Well, it's a hell of a situation with everything going on around us, obviously even in the house. All of our rescues want to say hey, but yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing Jason again soon. It was really cool that we met on set, became friends, and stayed in touch after that, and that was really cool. And that goes back to Kevin and Johnny talking about the camaraderie and working together again and again and having chemistry and everything flowing beautifully. It's been quite an experience and a journey. And when was Coffin 2, Johnny? 10 years ago or so?
1700s, bro.
Yeah, right.
Coffin 2
like just yesterday.
Was 8 years ago. Yes.
8 years ago. Okay, cool. So to say yes to this one, because you can't say no. And then it's like, and then I'm sure there'll be another day when we talk about the other things that are in the works, which will be really cool to be a part of. And again, thanks for inviting me along to this journey. And it's pretty exciting. I can't wait to actually binge it, stream it like with everybody else, and see the finished product.
Be so cool. Yeah,
it's gonna be cool. And when Elena and I have episodes 4 through 6 or 7, whichever we stretch the money to, everyone will be you will know. We will have the notices out, and we'll be doing other casting too. I mean, we have a lot of roles, but no one's getting in the small circle, man. If you don't pass this group right here, I can't have anybody affect this vibe, because this vibe is so strong. It's so strong, and and then Kevin, like I said, you'll be back. I mean, I was trying to put you in if we had the screening of Haunting of Cottonwood in November, but now we're moving it to January. So Elena has her Baltimore Next Media Web Fest and things planned, but we don't have anything lined up just yet for our next episodes. But you're in. Don't worry, you're in. There's no question. We need you. So on that note, guys, I have to wipe this slate clean because I got a couple others. But just for your notes, Johnny Sex, I'm going to be talking a little bit about the upcoming projects that I'm also working on that we've been talking about. Kind of like a mafiosi film and a couple other projects. So stick around, guys. We still have about another 45 minutes. All right.
Awesome.
That's just my way of keeping everybody at least watching. So
there you go.
Elena, Kevin, Johnny, thank you so much for coming on the show, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
See you soon.
Yes.
Take care.
Keep in touch.
Got it.
Bye.
Awesome. All right.
Kevin, I'll call you tomorrow.
And
there we are.
All right. Now
that was fun. Oh, dude, can we get Darren Griffith?
We got Darren. Yes. Let's add him.
Yes.
All right.
There he is.
There's Darren. Hi, Darren. How are you? Welcome.
You've been in the waiting room for an hour. I'm so sorry, man.
Oh, no, that was good. It's very interesting listening to, because it's a whole family. Like, I'm part of this family too, so I think it's really cool just listening how everyone comes together, and every single person that was on there has been helping me in one way or another, like you and Elena at the beginning. And, Johnny, we all met like back early 2000s, and, and man,
I remember meeting you when you were just starting out your Paragon clothing at Power Plant Live, and you were tossing shirts out in the audience, and
girls in cages and everything.
Dude, it was unbelievable. I was like, this guy's like, I need a couple of these shirts because they were so rock and roll, Lisa. And I introduced myself. He's like, I know who you are, man. Take these, wear these. And then we did the endorsement thing, and all I ever wear is Paragon, and Lead Don't Follow. Watch all my behind the scenes. Every set, I'm wearing his clothes.
Right. And I tell you what, like, you have helped me out so much. Like Josh Todd from Buck Cherry, I gave him a shirt, and I was like, we were at the Ravens kickoff with Charm City Devils and John Allen and them. Yeah. And I'm like, hey, look, Josh Todd is wearing my 7 Deadly Sins shirt. And I turn around and he's already got it off and third out in the crowd. But later I went back and I gave him another shirt. That dude is so nice. Samantha Allison and we met him in Panera. Panera Bread. We're in Panera Bread.
I love that food. That's good
he
stuff.
Walks in. Yeah, he's great. But yeah, you've been with me ever since. Like, we met Angelo Ferriello from Sweet Cyanide. He was the first Lead Don't Follow artist for me. He said, yeah, I'll wear. He goes, you can do a shirt from me. And thank God, my foundation has gone to like one artist. Now we're over 50 artists, and I was begging, I kind of felt weird because I mean we're like brothers, you know, and so we're like, I was like, dude, I know that, like, can I get a shirt? Like, do you want to do a shirt? And you were like,
What?
yeah, of course. I was like,
Of course.
great, yeah.
Yeah,
great.
Lisa, I never
And you
bothered.
were like,
I always wanted to do a shirt for Lead Don't Follow. But I was like, you know what, man, I'm still promoting. Look at this. By the way, she's wearing the Johnny Alonso Lead Don't Follow.
Yes.
I love it.
I love it. I love it. Darren, he came up with the whole artist, conception, and I couldn't get over it. What's your partner's name? Anthony? Is that Anthony?
Yeah, he's Anthony Creek. He's in California.
Yes.
He does all my shirts and stuff.
Super
yeah,
cool guy.
Yeah, really helps me out. And I mean, we've all had. I bought this house in 2016, Michelle and I, and we found out it was a drug house. It was a heroin house, and 3 kids from my local area in Boonesboro, they passed away due to heroin, and the common thread was this house. Everyone was selling heroin out of this house, and and I never was even a part of any substance abuse or anything. I've never, because I'm not a drinker or anything. I'll drink once in a while, but never like got into drugs or anything. But I tell you what, when you have a mother come to you and ask you to do a shirt for her son that said like F heroin, when you grew up, I was like, well, I really don't do curse words on my shirt. I do sexy tees.
Yeah.
And
There you go.
and she asked me to come up with a shirt, and my parents always told me, my dad told me to be a leader, not a follower, and then Lead Don't Follow came into play. And I have Johnny's shirts. I tell you, he's like, you got Jaron Galino from Tantric Lynch Mob. He's a good looking dude, and he's selling shirts great. Then you got Mariah Formica in the band Plush. She's selling amazing. And then we got Johnny Alonso. His shirt, though, I have to say,
top three.
Yeah, out of 52 artists, he's top 3. But his goes the furthest. Like and
tell the story.
I wasn't the smartest guy, when I'm doing my website. I don't know how to do like shipping and stuff. And so we get people from Paris and England and like South Africa and Australia. All this is Johnny. Johnny has fans like all over the world, and these shirts are costing me like $90.
I know.
Dude. Oh no.
And I have to send them out, and
but Darren, what I'm gonna do for you again, man. Thank you for the new link. I'm gonna post it, and we're gonna hit the campaign heavy again, because what Elena and I were talking about earlier, we would love to do a Rosemary Street Lead Don't Follow shirt. And I'd love to have you on set, Megan. I'm going to tell you right now, bro, the fan bases that we have on Rosemary Street, you think my international fan base is big. You wait till you see what you have with Rosemary Street. You'll see. Yeah, and we'll make it. We'll jack the rates up on those. But I mean, just the same. We'll get the name out, because you do have such a great foundation, and I know how hard you have worked for it. I've been with you, dude, since the early 2000s. I know what you've done.
Yeah, and I bounce things off of you, but I just want to tell you, I don't know how you know this or not, but every shirt that we make, we don't make any money off of it. I don't take any proceeds from it. And
I know that.
I was funding this foundation for over 2 years, and the wife, or my lady friend here, she's like, that's it. Like, you are like running us. I mean, because I want to help people. And the great thing about these shirts, every single dime that we get, other than what it costs, will go to people who need help with addiction. They can reach out to us, they can email me, they can call. But when they do that, we get them hooked up with like a local treatment center. And if they need a consultation, usually they cost like $125. And then after the consultation, what will happen is Medicaid will take over after that. But it really helps. And like, Elena has been, I think I met both of you at the same time, or really, like, I think I met you first, but then Elena, but she's always been nothing but a sweetheart. Her, Desi, you guys got my back, and I love that. Lisa, you have our back now too, and you're part of the family.
Yes, love you guys.
I have so many artists that I got. Josie Scott from Saliva. I
know.
Have Murray Saltchuck, the comedian magician in Vegas. I got Tavis Stanley. I got Chris Phillips, Zoe Bowie in Vegas. Like when I went to Vegas, I was like, I hit the mother load there.
Dude, my favorite Vegas shirt that you have is when the guy's tossing the cards out.
Oh, John Widowmaker.
Dude, one of my favorite shots. It looks like it's just flying off the shirt. It's so rad. I'm telling you, bro. No, you are a talented artist, but you're also you're a great guy. I mean, you're a man for others. And,
Thank you.
I'm not just saying that, bro. I mean, that's why you and I stayed in touch, because we want to see each other succeed. If anybody wanted to find you, what is the best way to get in touch with Lead Don't Follow?
LeadDon'tFollowFoundation.com. We always are looking for donations and stuff, and you can go on the site and go to Lead Don't Follow Foundation. Right on the front page, hits you right in the face. It'll say donate here. But then you go to the artist shirts. And so like anytime that we have a show in Vegas, California, we're getting ready to pump up California and Vegas here in the next couple of months. We're going to be doing a show in the local area, Baltimore, Frederick, Hagerstown area again.
Okay.
But yeah, when we hit our West Coast, I mean, we're going to have great bands. I got Mixie from Stitched Up Heart. I got Aaron Nordstrom from Gemini Syndrome. I got Johnny Skulls from Pusher. And that dude is great. His whole family, he does Great Dane rescues and stuff. His wife, Lacey. We got comedians, and RJ Roman from American Ninja Warrior.
I saw that one. I love that one.
He's in the finals. Yeah.
Great piece. Yeah.
Yeah, he is. He's going to be, I bet you he'll be I hope he's $1 million winner, because he is so amazing and he's so kind and very humble. So,
we got to wrap up in a second, but I say this, bro, I'm being serious. I'll fill you in more with our Rosemary Street team.
Oh, I'd love to do a Rosemary Street shirt.
Dude, I'm telling you, man, a group shot, you won't be able to keep that shirt on. Yeah, you won't be able to keep that shirt on the shelves, man. And
no, not at all.
Because the fan base,
and every show we have, and I'm kind of like you, Johnny. I'm like ADHD. I jump from one thing to another.
I know.
But when we do our shows, we have a big display of all our artists here. Oh, I have Ted Poley too. You know what I'm saying? Like, how cool is that?
Wow, that's cool.
Ronnie Youngins, and I just
have his shirt.
I am just so amazed. I'm working with Lori Fetrick, who is Ice from the American Gladiators. She's fitness right now. I'm getting so many influencers right now. So, I have two big ones. I'm not going to, until I have it confirmed, man. And it's going to blow everyone away, because then I'm hitting the next level. So
now you are. No, you are, man.
You know, Johnny, you've helped me ever since, and I love it. It makes me, every time I see my shirts that you're wearing and stuff, it just makes me smile. So I want to thank you very much.
Well, you know, you make me look good. You're very welcome, bro. Trust me, man. I love your shirts. But I'm telling you, man, she's got it. I know
great,
Tina, she's chimed in. Tina, hello. She was one of the first to buy one. I know Elena's got one. Desi's got one. Dude, I've got several. But
there you go.
But what I'm saying, bro, the influencers that we have on the show, I'm going to promise you right now, man, that shirt will not stay on the shelves for very long. And and Elena and I will be inviting Darren Griffith on set to play a character on the show. Just want to let you know. Yeah, a little. What's wrong with a cameo? I have no problem, you know, forcing that, and it will also help promote the Lead Don't Follow Foundation. So, you know, yeah, dude. I mean, come on, pretty boy. We need you on the set. Come on, man. Come on.
And I see Jason said about Jessica Lynn. She's great too. Oh my God, her and her husband. We went to Pennsylvania, and we went and saw her Christmas show, and she is so amazing. And but you mentioned John Widowmaker. That dude is like the toughest SOB around. He is an outlaw, man. And I'm telling you what, it's like no one will mess with us, because my team of guys and stuff that I have are pretty badass. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I'm very happy with all of that here.
Dude, that's fantastic.
Can you imagine the festival that we will have when like you or Don Jamieson host for us, and just all the bands that we put together? That's my plans for the next 5 years, to have a big festival, because I will have every rock, country, comedian. We'll have everything. It'll be just a big, you know, Lead Don't Follow Foundation festival.
I would love that. That would sound so cool.
We would love that. See, that's the whole thing, man. Lead Don't Follow. Yes, it started off with the rock and roll vibe, because I mean, Darren has that rock and roll rock star vibe. When I first met him, you know, I thought he was like one of the guys from Blink 182. I'm like, who is this guy over there? You know, I'm serious. I can tell. And you were like, you know, just like looking like that rock star. I'm like, I got to know this guy. And then we became very good friends. And then you carry, like me in acting, I don't have any problem being stereotyped, because people know I can play other characters. You know, there's that old saying, I'd rather be stereotyped and work every day of my career than being stereotyped as a non-working actor. Come on, think about it for a second. So we have our image, we have this style, we have this persona that we always carry around with us, and it's worked. And Lead Don't Follow started from Paragon, and Paragon was all about that rock star vibe, the rocker tees, the whole image. Well, bringing coolness to being a straight edge. Come on, think about that. Being cool by not drinking or doing drugs, you know, or staying clean. Because I mean, there's a time when people are like, oh, you're so uncool because you don't. Well, forget it. I don't care what you say. I'm leading. I'm not following what you got to say. And
exactly. And all of my artists are doing the same thing. And you know, the great thing I love about it is they take time after the show. If someone wants to come up and talk to them, they'll legitimately talk to them. And it's like over the summer, I always keep an eye on how many different shows are like doing like the festivals out there, and how many Lead Don't Follow shirts are out in different festivals and stuff. And my guys from Butterside, Patrick Stone and Sam Bam Colton,
I know them. I hang out with them in LA, bro.
They did the theme song for Power Hour on Access TV. And I mean, you know, Katie Darrell, and it all comes full circle. Katie Darrell wore my John Allen shirt, Rock's Not Dead shirt, downtown Julia Brown.
I wear that all the time.
You do? I love it.
I think I wore it in Haunting of Cottonwood. You'll see it in the movie, bro.
Nice. I love it.
One of my favorite shirts, man.
So cool.
But again, I'm going to start plugging away with the link. I'll give it to Lisa so we can do it as well. I look forward to seeing you, bro, on the Rosemary Street set. We're gonna get you in.
Oh, heck yeah. I'm
we
excited to come see it.
You know, but you're gonna play a role. We're gonna find something for you in the new bar scene when we shoot at the Auto Bar.
There you go.
In Baltimore. Yeah. Because Lisa's gonna be there. You're gonna be there.
I'm down. I can't wait to see you and hug you, Lisa. I am so excited.
That's absolutely. I cannot wait to meet you as well. So cool.
So Darren, Paisan, thank you so much for being on the show, man. And I'll hit you up tomorrow afternoon. All right.
Absolutely. You have a good one. Thank you.
You, man. Thanks, guys. Thanks for being around, bro.
Thank you for coming to Front Row Promotions. Thank you.
Yep. See ya.
Take care.
All
bro.
right. Mm-hmm.
That's been good so far, huh?
Wow, I'm amazed. I mean, all this stuff that you're into. I was going to say you live on a plane. That'll be your next show. Johnny Alonso lives on the plane.
Yes, Johnny Alonso is dead. Oh my God, he's just tired.
No, don't say that.
Nah, man. No. You know. I would joke about it time and again, and there's always truth in jest. I'm like, you know what, man? I'm gonna retire, but honestly, I can't. I can't. I mean, it's almost like I have a responsibility to the people that have been following.
You've got so many things going on.
Yeah, it's just too much, man. You know, just no way. But you know, it's been good. I mean, I got so many other things that we have planned coming up. I mean, you can't strike deals because of this union strike, which I am 100% behind. It's been tough on a lot of people, though. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you know, I've been in the industry. I've been in SAG for almost 23 years.
Okay.
So, yeah, I remember when they had just the actors strike several years back, and it didn't have anything to do with the writers, just the actors, and that one lasted almost 6 months. Now it's the writers and it's the actors, and you know, now SAG is like putting their foot down that you can't do certain scripts that are under WGA. So this is going to go on for a while, and it's really going to affect a lot of, you know, and it did affect me to a degree producing, because it stopped a lot of the momentum that I had trying to strike deals for distribution for the films that I'm in.
Right.
Christ, man, there was a show that I auditioned for, literally had 3 to 4 callbacks, which is usually a good sign that you're getting close to booking. Then again, you never know which way it's going to go, but that hasn't happened for me in about a year. And finally, I'm getting callback after callback after callback, and then the strike hit, and then dead silent from the agent. The agent's like, everything's been put on hold. You can forget those callbacks. Yeah,
so you get that close, and then it froze.
It just the fire. You know, the firecracker fuse lit, but the firecracker didn't go off. So you know, that's why I have people like Stanley, and I have people like Michael, and I have people like Elena, and everybody that's been on the show, and everybody that's been chiming in. We're very supportive of one another, you know,
that's
and
what I like.
We also like to promote. Yeah, we also like to promote. You know, I don't get it when actors don't promote. I'll never work with actors that don't promote again. I'm sorry, man. It's like, you know, there's this one film, I can't mention it, but the lead actor, he never promoted. The lead actor never promoted. What is that about?
Yeah.
Just think about it, you know?
You got to promote.
You got to promote. I mean, you know, he did a very good job. And, you know, the film was okay. And, you know, you can't always have a 10, you know, but if the film comes out at a 7.8, that's still not bad.
Right.
And
it's still nice. Yeah.
Hell of a guy, but, you know, and there are other people out there that just don't promote. I mean, I just don't get it. I'm not from that school. I am from the school that shoots from the hip. So I'll just say it straight, you know.
Yeah.
That's going to hurt those people in the future with other projects, because that word does get around.
Right.
But yeah, you know, that's why they're not here. That's why they're not here on the show right now.
Right.
But you have a few questions for me, don't you?
I think so. I think everything has been covered all along, all throughout.
I
think
sabotaged the show, Lisa.
Wow. Yeah. I'm curious of the Haunting with Cottonwood. I love.
Yeah, I'm waiting on Tammy to get back to me, but I can tell you. Oh, I thought you were talking about a haunting. The Haunting of Cottonwood.
I love all of that. Yes, go ahead.
Well, we'll start with The Haunting of Cottonwood. I'm telling you right now, man, Michael was gracious enough to, when I got to his place in Mystic, I was so excited to see him because I haven't seen him in a while. And, you know, he let me read his new script. I'm telling you guys, anybody that's still watching right now, the script is fantastic. What he has, it's a jackpot. But like Michael and I said earlier, you know, if you don't fit the vibe that we're looking for, man, you can be the most talented actor, but you're not getting in because we know about you. You know, it's. I don't like putting out any negativity, but it's like I don't want negativity coming into our circle.
Right.
So yeah, so we don't need to babysit, but you know, The Haunting of Cottonwood. You know, he after we had dinner and we went out and had a blast. He said, "Do you want to see the movie?" I said, "It's the reason why I flew back to the East, man. Show me the damn film." So
you want to see it?
Yeah, and I was glued. It's a 100-minute film, so it's just, you know, a little over an hour and a half, and it was gripping from the opening sequence to the end credits. I just couldn't get enough of it. And you know,
see it.
One of the best compliments that I ever got from Michael, almost in the entire part of my career, because I've done a lot of leads. I've done a lot of guest leads, guest starring on TV, lots of TV, you know, national, international TV. And I played lead roles in a lot of films. But this film, for some reason, with the core cast that I had, I really fell in love with every corner of it. And Michael McLaren said, "I think this is the first film that you actually held as a lead. You held your own. You made the movie move. It was you." And dude, I mean, that's the best comment you can have, because I'm always afraid to play the lead, because if a movie sucks, who do they yell at? The lead.
The major.
I don't want to be that guy. I always playing second in command, because you can dance around the lead.
Right.
But Michael said, he's like, "Dude, you carried the film." He goes, "Of course, everybody did their share. They were great." He goes, "But as the lead male," because there was a lead female, right? Because as the lead male, man, you really held your own, and that was the best compliment I've ever gotten. I mean, in a long time, and I can't wait for you to see it. Yeah, dude, I can't wait for you to see it.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's going to move. It's not going to happen in November, October, or October, November. It's moved down to January.
No. Yeah, I even called the Senator Theater, and I have a few friends there.
Yeah.
And I had to cancel, and they were like, "You kidding? We were so looking forward to having you guys here because we know that you're going to sell it out." And I said, "Oh, it's not like we're not going to be coming to the Senator, but we're just moving it to January." And they were thrilled about that. They're happy. So like, it might be the first Thursday or the second Thursday of January that we're going to be doing that premiere. And we will definitely do another interview. I'm gonna have the entire cast of Cottonwood come on your show, and Anthony as well, the DP. And
yes,
yeah, it's dude, you're gonna love this movie. This movie is definitely it's a breakthrough for McLaren, and we're very excited.
Very suspenseful. Does it very works into your holding onto your seat to the edge of your seat? Yeah. Thank you.
There are, put it this way, when you heard what Michael said, it started out as a movie called Sebastian. And Sebastian was cool. But like I said, I shoot from the hip.
Okay.
He asked me to read it. And when I read it, I was kind of like this. And I said,
yeah.
He goes, "What did you think?" I said, "Well, the movie's called Sebastian, and there's no Sebastian in the movie." I said, "Where does Sebastian come in?" So he rewrote the entire thing because I just told him straight. Because everybody, when people make you read their script, you always say, "Oh, it was great. I loved it. I loved it." I'm not that guy. I'm just like, "No, it sucked. I hated it." That's how I am. Hate, what do you mean? But that's how I work. I'm like, I'm going to tell you if I don't like it. But he, being the consummate professional, he said, "No, dude, thank you. What's it missing?" I said, "Well, the character Dave that you want me to play doesn't ever interact with Sebastian. And there's hardly any Sebastian in the movie. And there really aren't enough jump scares." He reworked the thing. 2 weeks later, he gave me a new script, and it was called The Haunting of Cottonwood. And it really played up on the horror suspense of a history of the orphanage. I can't give away too much. But
Yeah.
after that, I fell in love with it. And I said, you're going to have the right cast. He goes, listen, man, I've got the right actors. I've got them. And I didn't know any of these actors, including Kevin Wynn. Well, no, Kevin Wynn and I already worked together. But Kevin and I we had scenes, but the family, Kevin wasn't involved in the immediate family. And I didn't know any of the immediate family. But when we all met on set, Michael was spot on with his casting. And all those girls were fantastic. And then, of course, me having camaraderie with Christian Vallejo and Kevin Wynn. And then, of course, Anthony Donis, our DP, which is fantastic. The chemistry was strong. And Michael is, he's a director that's known for changing things on the spot.
Okay.
Yeah, which, again, positive people can get it. And they're not going to get swayed by it. And they're not going to get hurt. And they're not going to say, well, I learned my lines this way. Well, yes, get off set then.
That's right.
I don't need you here. Michael will say, scrap everything, man. Okay, lose your lines. You're going to learn these now. Do this over here. We're shooting it from this angle. And you have to entrust in your director.
Yes.
And, yeah. And I kind of like that because as Darren said earlier, I'm ADD. I'm dude, if you can't tell, I'm super hyperactive. But,
I can tell. That's why I call you the Energizer Bunny.
Yeah, Bunny. Well, you know, it works for my acting. When I was at NYU, true story. I was so hyper because I was still a rock and roller. I wasn't an actor. I came into the program at the Actors Studio as a rock and roller, and they hated me because all these actors were thespians. They were in the theater for years. And here I am with black nails and white blonde hair, and they're like, who is this guy? I had to learn how to harness my ADD. So that's how I was able to get volatile characters. I mean, just to explode. And that's how I also got at my sense of timing.
Right.
I knew if I felt as an actor that I was holding it too long, that was the right amount of time before you punch and give them your lines or the reaction. And that's how I learned. No one wanted to do any dialogue with me. They hated me. I was a musician. I wasn't an actor. So I had to learn how to do dialogue on my own. A character like a Ken and Barbie, I had to learn how to do it all on my own. So I found way, and my teachers were behind me. They were testing me, and they were like, "You can do it." So I found a way to recreate it into a monologue, like I'm talking to someone, to myself. And then people started to they began believing in me. They're like, this guy isn't so bad. But typical Johnny Alonso, as soon as they started accepting me, I was like, fuck you. I don't want to talk to any of you guys anymore. I don't want to be involved with any of you. You hated me now? You hated me then? Well, I hate you now.
That's right. That's right.
And look, 20 some odd years later, I'm doing pretty well. And none of them ever surfaced. Nobody's ever heard of them. So, you know, it's about perseverance, about believing in yourself. And it's really about focusing on you. I mean, acting can be very selfish. Yeah. Being an actor is very selfish. I've given up a ton in life. A ton. Dude, I could have been married 30 years ago. Who the hell wants that? Not me. Not me. I can't. I'm married to this. You know, and like I said, what did I say earlier at 9 o'clock? I said that, you know, I have an obligation to the people that have been following me, you know, to continue. And I enjoy it. Of course I enjoy it. You know, the next level is now producing and directing. And, but I don't think I'm such a bad actor. I think I'm all right.
No, I think you're really good. Like I said, I was catching up I was watching some of your shows as I'm sitting here, you know, myself watching some Netflix and Tubi. So I was watching a lot of Tubi. And I tell you what, that movie that you're in, it's called Territory.
Oh, Territory. Yeah.
Territory. Oh, my Lord. I don't know how to give it away to some people, but the one part, it was like when I'll just put it this way, the last part of your role.
Oh, wow. Oh, my God. That was
in that show. I was like, ah!
I got to give a shout out to Kevin Kangas because he's another one. Kevin Kangas is a wonderful horror director. I'm going to say this, you know, and you guys can fight me. Go ahead. But I'm going to tell you right now, Kevin Kangas is the one that brought the horror directing to Maryland. There's no question. Fear of Clowns, Hunting Humans, all the films that he did prior to, you know, the big world of horror in Baltimore and in Maryland, it was Kevin Kangas. He's the one that got the first deal through Lionsgate. He was the man, and he is the man. And he took a chance with me. I was always playing like those characters, the rock star characters, and I was playing the bad guy characters. But I was never I always wanted to do horror. I always thought that was my wheelhouse. And I wanted Kevin Kangas, and Kevin, he auditioned me, and he was like, "Well, you're not the right look for my film." And it was called Fear of Clowns 2. He said,
okay.
"Yeah, you got to watch that one."
I did.
You did.
I did. That one's cool too. Oh my God.
That was fun. I worked with Frank Lama on that one, and Kevin Kangas, and God, so many people were in there. But I got to work. It was very independent, and it made a huge splash. I mean, Fear of Clowns was known all over the world. And like I said, it was through Lionsgate.
Yeah.
And then Fear of Clowns 2 came out, and for me, not just because I'm in it, but I really think the story surpassed Fear of Clowns. And of course, after Fear of Clowns 2 came out, I became Kevin's guy. He wanted me in his next film, and I did a movie called Bounty. I played a smaller role in there because I had to come back from LA. I wasn't in Baltimore any longer. Yeah. And then he invited me back with this film called Territory. And he was like, "Dude, you're going to love this role. I'm doing it very anthology. It's going to be anthology with like 80s style, like Crypt Keeper, Tales from the Crypt." As soon as he said 80s, I said, "Dude, you got me. You sold me. I'm in." So he flew me in from LA, and I shot with him and this wonderful cast for about 5 or 6 days deep in the woods. I mean, it was creepy. It got dark at night, but the story was awesome. And without giving anything away, I mean, Territory was fun. I mean, it was a lot of fun to shoot. I'm glad you liked it.
I did. Now, let me ask you this question: when you do a lot of your scary flicks, do you ever get like, what's the word I'm looking for? Do you ever get like, oh my God, this do you get like in a haunted flick? Does it ever affect you?
Does it take over? Do I get scared?
Yes.
Acting. Okay.
Or does it make you feel weird?
I can answer it like this. Yes, absolutely. As an actor, you know when you're in the zone when acting starts taking control of you.
Yeah.
But you still control it because it is you. Yeah. But mentally, it starts going in a different direction. And, you know, a lot of actors get lost in that. And I've been there. You know, I've been a little lost in it. And it's scary to get in there because that's a part of your brain you don't want to fuck with. I'm telling you, it's creepy. So to answer your question, there were parts when I did that guest starring on a haunting Hidden Terror. We worked in that crazy old house, and it was there were nights where 2 or 3 in the morning. I mean, I'm getting really tired, but I got to keep the energy up.
Yeah.
And you start getting into your head and you start thinking, and all of a sudden it starts taking over. Yes, an actor can lose himself or herself in the role. I mean, look what happened with what's his name in The Joker, man. I mean, you know, when you get too much to being sense memory character, you know, and that's why I don't believe in a lot of method acting. You know, I believe in your own method because some of the stuff that you hide in your head, you don't want to pull out because it's dangerous. There's a reason why you keep it hidden. So fantasy acting, fantasy play, in character, for me at least, for like drama and you know, for that kind of stuff, those are my choices. Yeah, I don't like bringing up bad thoughts of like my family or things that have happened to me in the past. No. I mean, and not only that, if you keep using it, that's Stanislavski, by the way. If you use that too much, it becomes diluted. It's no longer that strong. And now you just opened up a door that you should never have opened up. So, you know, that's my approach in acting. You know, like I said, a couple approaches. I'm hyperactive, so I got to slow down. So me slowing down is already a feat, but it's making me think, and I'm grinding the gears, super slow thinking. And then it becomes real for me. So
Okay.
yeah. I mean, yeah, especially when you do horror. Yeah, man. I've done angry scenes. I've done love scenes where you're supposed, but when I say love in a tragic way, like something happened, a death or whatever. Yeah, it's taken over. It has taken over.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Yeah, man.
So I have Susan Burton asking, and that's also Kandi's mom.
Oh.
So hi Susan. She says, if you ever come up to Toronto to shoot Hollywood North, she would love to be an extra.
You got it. With no problem. Consider it.
Awesome. There you go.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, man.
I tell you, I know it was hot. I'm going to use Desiree's words because I say this a lot too. It was hotter than balls, and it was hot as balls in there. And all my makeup was dripping off. All the freckles were popping out.
Your makeup was dripping off. My makeup was dripping off. Oh,
my Lord. But it was so much fun. I would do it over and over again if I had the opportunity. And I'm going to.
Lisa, you're going to. Bring your daughter. Bring everybody, man. Let me tell you, we loved you on set. You were fun. And, I was worried. I was like, oh, my God, it's so hot in here. She's going to leave. You're just going to walk out the back door and never come back. I was like, oh, no. But you stayed. And you took some great photos. And it was a pleasure meeting you on set.
It was so nice meeting you too. Yes. I was like, finally get to meet you.
Finally.
Get our picture together. It was wonderful.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, I got like 500 likes on that photo. But I'm telling you, man.
Wow.
Yeah. When we continue shooting Rosemary, and anybody else that's watching, it's a great positive series. It puts Baltimore in a different light. I'm so tired of seeing Baltimore in the hit guns, drugs. West Baltimore heroin addicts. Baltimore is not all that. Every city's got their bad, but come on, It's not all that.
You need to build it up some. Show the good parts,
Yeah. And, Rosemary Street's about artists, about great teen singers and musicians and actors and their families and the backstories and the people that they meet. It's gonna be fun. I mean, look what I've got, and we got to wrap it up soon. I guess Tammy's not calling in, but that's okay. Look what I've got coming up. I've got this comedy Crocodilus mating season that's coming out.
Can't wait for that. Yes.
I can't wait for that either. And that you get to see me in a comedic vibe. A month after that, you're going to see me in a dark horror called The Haunting of Cottonwood. And then just a few weeks after that, you're going to see me in this really cool rock and roll young dad type character on a show called Rosemary Street.
Yes.
And tell me that isn't some cool stuff to play, man.
I'm telling you, from one thing to another, it's like a lot of different variations.
Dude, like I said to you earlier, Lisa, once you prove to people that you're an actor, it's okay being stereotyped because you can act. Casting directors, you can actually play other different kind of roles. But it's better to establish yourself with a cool look or a look and establish yourself as a certain stereotype just for a little bit to prove to people that you can do that. And then kind of jump out of it and show them that you can do Shakespeare. Show them that you can be comedic.
That's true.
This works for me. I will say this, and we'll wrap up in a second. I'm going to quote. I was on All My Children. I played Seth. I was a kid. This was one of my first jobs. And I worked next to Susan Lucci and Kelly Ripa and my friend Matt Borlini. We had such a great time. And
so cool.
Yeah, it was awesome. And I remember laughing with Susan Lucci, and she said this to me. She goes, "I really like you, Johnny Alonso. I think you're phenomenal." Everybody calls me by both names, right? So she goes, "I really love you, Johnny Alonso. You're awesome." She goes, "Remember this and never forget this. Always be the student, sometimes the teacher, but never the expert."
Never the expert. Okay.
Never the expert. Never the expert. Because there are too many people out there that think they know it all, and they don't. I know a lot. I don't know everything. I'm giving you advice, but this is advice that worked for me. Doesn't necessarily mean it's going to work for you.
That's true. Right.
You can try it. You know, I mean, but you know, I can only hold your hand for so long. I can guide you, but like I said, I can't hit the bullseye for you. You have to.
That's right.
Yeah, you know, but
yeah. I always say you can lead the horse to water, but you can't make him drink it.
no, you never. No,
Same
but
thing. Same
You
kind
can
of thing.
leave me to drinking whiskey, and that's fine. That's no
There
problem.
you go. Or some wine.
Or some wine. Tina Clayton, thank you. Yeah, it is great advice. I mean, I never forgot it. You know, and those are my young years of acting, you know, and this is coming from Susan Lucci. I mean, it was pretty slick. And, but like, yeah, again, you know, always be, you know, the student, never, you know, sometimes a teacher, but never the expert. You can't be.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, I never claimed to be the expert. There's no way. Hell,
Right.
what do I know? What do I know? I just know what works for me.
Right.
Oh, well, let me show you one thing. Look at this.
Sure.
I don't know if you've seen this.
Only on a picture, I think, when you were showing about you were trying to pick a song that you wanted to use it with.
Yeah, man.
That's the one.
This is my new gold dust Gretsch hollow body with a Bigsby trem bar. Look at that.
Nice.
There it is. I know you can't hear it very well.
I can hear it.
It's got such a great sound. It's beautiful, man.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
Yes.
I named her Blondie.
There you go. That's awesome.
Yeah, man. You know, that's another thing too, man. Some other advice for actors or anybody that's watching. If you're an actor, you know, you can't be an actor 24 hours. I say that all the time because that makes you boring. You know? Yeah, nobody cares about that. Nobody cares about an actor always talking about acting. You got to have other side bets going on, man. That's what makes you colorful. That's what makes you you, right? That's what makes you different. Because if everybody has acted, you know, boring. Who cares, man? You know, but if you have other skills, that's why casting directors love looking at a resume and the special abilities and special skills. And you got a ton of stuff on there. That makes you different. You know, that makes you special. I mean, even as something as simple as driving stick shift. There's a lot of people don't know how to drive stick shift, you know? Being left-handed.
Yeah. It ain't for me.
You know, being left-handed. I mean, I know it's not a special ability, but for some people, it's different, you know? Being colorblind. You have two different color eyes. I'm telling you, stuff like that. What makes you different? And those are just little things. Yeah, but I mean, like I said, you know, adding on to like skills like riding horses and painting and, you know, I don't know, just writing backwards, you know, those are things.
So are you left-handed or are you right-handed, Johnny?
I'm left-handed. I write left. Well, yes, watch it. I write left-handed. But pretty much everything else, I use my right. Like I play guitar right-handed. Yeah. I bowl left-handed. But whatever, man. You know, you also learn this in class. It's a right-handed world. So when you are auditioning for commercials, you never use your left hand. Predominantly, like they ask me to write. Obviously, I want to write like this, but you have to force yourself to write right-handed because subliminally, the right-handed world sees it. Oh, he's a lefty. You don't want that. You got to play the game. So
that is crazy.
Yeah. Those are technical things. Those are stupid technical things, but it makes sense. It does make sense, you know? Yeah, but I mean, I've been doing this for a long time that, you know, like I said, it just becomes innate. It becomes part of you.
Right.
Yeah, but like I said, I'm just surrounding myself now with real people like yourself. I'm surrounding myself with beautiful people like yourself.
Oh, I thank you.
Support. Yeah, we're tired of we're just tired of the hanger-ons. I'm tired of the bad attitudes, you know? We don't need them. We don't need them.
No, we need the positivity, more positivity in this world and more love to go around.
Yeah, we got enough BS going on in this world as it is, you know?
You ain't kidding. You ain't kidding.
Yeah, man, yeah. So, you know, no, but anybody else that's watching, and we'll wrap up after this, we will be putting out casting notices all over the place, man. It will be, awesome. Yeah, it will be of course, notice is here, on Facebook, whatever it may be, Actors Access, and yeah, and Casting Services of America. We're going to be putting on real breakdowns because we're going to be, like we said with some of the projects prior, we're going to be really looking for some real talent. I want to find some. I have a lot of friends that I want to work with, but I also want to meet others. What did I say earlier? A dating site, a dating app. Just slide to the right, slide to the right. So find more people to work with. Find more people to work with. But there's opportunity for everyone.
Absolutely, and I appreciate you bringing me in, and then the next slot that I'm going to have in season 3. I appreciate that because I love doing this kind of stuff. I've never done it before, and I always this is part of me. Like, if there's a stage, I want to be on it. If there's a camera, I want to be in front of it. That's just my nature. It's just like something's telling me that's what I want to do. So,
well, that's what I said earlier. I said, you could have left after you found out it was 300 degrees in that bar. You could have been like, all right, I'm going to keep walking through the door. I'm not going to come back. But you stayed.
I did.
And Elena and I and Richard and everybody that was on set, we thank you. And I thank everybody for staying.
Welcome.
Yeah, man.
Yes.
Like Andrew. Yeah, I mean, we'll wrap up here. When we shot at Ted's Music House with all those kids. First of all, yeah, no, I love working with kids, and I don't like working with kids. If you know what I mean, it's just wow.
Yeah.
And that was the first day that Elena and I were working together as co-directing, and we just locked down this cool historic location, Ted's Music House, in Charlesville.
It looked fun. It really did.
Oh yeah, dude, it was rad. Had a blast, and it looked really well. We had Marlena shoot that, and it was awesome. And I knew that things were going to go well after that. So I know that Rosemary Street is gonna fly off like a rocket ship, as well as Crocodile's mating season, as well as the Haunting of Cottonwood.
Absolutely.
And the Chop Shop and everything else that we have going on. So
yes.
On that note, I'm losing my voice and I'm hungry.
Yes. Did you eat when you took a break?
I did a little bit, but with my sugar situation, I got to eat now. So.
You definitely got to keep you running. Yeah,
I know.
Get that food in there.
I know, man. I know. Hey, and please, I hope everything's all right with your partner. I hope she's okay.
Everything all right with what?
With Mistress.
Oh, with Kandi. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
I'll tell her you sent your love
Please
and
do.
everything.
Please do.
Yes.
But
and feel free to share as much as you need to on my page.
I will, without question.
Send it to me and I'll share it and I'll promote it. You got it.
You got it, man. Listen, we'll see you again for the Haunting of Cottonwood.
Absolutely. And, just let me know when and I'll be there. Everybody's
still out there. Thank you so much. And how I always end it. So, signing out from San Diego, this is Johnny Alonso, and I'll talk to you soon.
There you go. Thank you, Johnny. And I love you so much. Thank you
love
so
you
much.
Too, girl. I'll see you soon. All right.
Absolutely. You got it.
Take care, babe. Bye-bye.
Get something to eat. Bye-bye. And that has been the Johnny Alonso interview. Thank you all for watching. Thank you for coming to Front Row Promotions. And as I always say, support live music, music in the making, and music everywhere. Now it's my turn to go get a bite to eat. Take care of my doggy. Chloe's wanting me. So thank you. Support live music. Lisa.